Today we went to war, and we lost one of our warriors today.
A community in mourning. Boone County Deputy Jacob Pickett responds to a chase in what would be his final call.
A father, a son, he was absolutely an amazing person.
Now fellow officers and the community are trying to make sense of this tragedy.
We cannot accept this type of violence in our communities, and we're going to keep working until it stops.
A Boone County Sheriff's deputy shot during a chase will not survive his injuries tonight.
Police say Deputy Jacob Pickett was shot in the head while trying to catch a suspect. At last check, Pickett is still on life support and is in the process of donating his organs.
Thank you so much for joining us this Friday evening at 10 o'clock. I'm Aisha Hasni.
And I'm Tanae Howard. Everyone in the community is going to bed tonight with heavy hearts. Fox 59's Lindsay Eaton is live at the Boone County Sheriff's Office, where a memorial, as you see, is already starting to grow. Lindsay.
Yes, heavy hearts all across the community, and here you can already see that the community is starting to pay their respects. Blue ribbons and flowers are outside the Boone County Sheriff's Department. Just about an hour ago, there was an emotional candlelight vigil to remember Sheriff's Deputy Jacob Pickett.
And what I ask you is to raise your candles to Jake in his honor tonight. And I ask for just a moment of silence to remember him.
Heartbreak and honor for Deputy Jacob Pickett.
There are no words that can explain the grief that we feel today. We are family.
This morning, Deputy Pickett was at Boone Meadow Elementary School teaching kids about his job. His canine partner, Brick, was there with him. Not even 10 minutes later, police say Deputy Pickett was shot while chasing 3 men.
Our guys suit up every morning, and gals suit up every morning, and we go to war. And today we went to war, and we lost one of our warriors today.
Boone County Sheriff Mike Nielsen was one of the first on scene. He, along with other deputies, did what they could to save one of their own.
I was in my office. I heard the call come out that they were in a pursuit, and I started that way from my office. And I'm sorry.
Deputy Pickett spent 2 years with Tipton County and then the past 3 years with Boone County.
I immediately saw the passion and the drive and the fire in Jake when I hired him that day, and he was so excited to be part of our team.
Blue ribbons are tied around posts and flowers are piled up outside the sheriff's office, where this husband and father of 2 little boys reported to work.
This is one of the most horrible things I've ever seen happen here in my 30 years of life, and we want the officers to know that we stand behind them and support them.
Candles shine as the community remembers the sacrifice of Deputy Pickett.
I can't imagine how the family feels. I can't imagine how as law enforcement family feels. It's terrible.
Deputy Pickett was just 34 years old. His patrol car will be parked outside here tomorrow for the community to come and leave notes or flowers or whatever they wish. We're live tonight in Boone County. Lindsay Eaton, Fox 59 News.
All right, Lindsay, thanks so much for covering that part of it for us. As the scene unfolded, there were multiple chases, multiple crime scenes, and police searching multiple neighborhoods. Here is how everything started today. Just before 8:30 this morning, Lebanon police were serving a warrant near the Hoosier Estates community. Officers there saw John Baldwin Jr., a wanted man, jump into a car. He drove off with Anthony Baumgart and John Baldwin Sr. The officers, including Deputy Pickett, chased the trio through Lebanon. They stopped at Indian Springs Road. All 3 got out, and that's when police say Baumgart shot Deputy Pickett. State police say another officer shot Baumgart. He is expected to live. John Baldwin Sr. ran off, but police say John Baldwin Jr. got back into that car and drove onto I-65. Eventually, police stopped the car and arrested him. Meanwhile, SWAT teams searched for John Baldwin Sr. through a number of neighborhoods. Eventually, he turned himself in. And during that search, several businesses, schools, and offices were put on lockdown.
Fox 59's Haley Bull is live in Lebanon tonight. Haley, you spoke with the people from the neighborhood where this all happened. What did they see earlier today?
Yeah, guys, that's right. I did. And families say they were shocked to see SWAT vehicles and dozens of police running through their neighborhoods. Tonight, that shock shifts to heartbreak. The people we spoke with say they didn't ever expect this to happen in their town.
Definitely a little terrifying incident.
Terrifying, shocking, scary. Those are the words Lebanon residents used to describe the scene that shattered this quiet community.
When I walked down, I heard they started talking to or yelling out for another arrest warrant, and there was a little bit of a bang earlier, so weren't exactly sure what was going on.
The chase went through several Lebanon neighborhoods, leaving a trail of people with a sight they didn't expect outside their homes.
Police, SWAT, snipers, policemen with snipers. They come through our yards with the guns, and we immediately throw our hands up, and they're running across the street.
And when the search paused, that's when witnesses say they heard the shots.
Deputy Pickett exited his car and rounded the corner of a building. He was shot in the head.
State police say another officer shot the gunman, Anthony Baumgart.
With the gun all around, and then they fired on him.
Baumgart was taken to the hospital but is expected to live.
We will remain with Mr. Baumgart until such a time as he can leave here and be immediately incarcerated.
But this hero, Deputy Jacob Pickett, made the ultimate sacrifice, something this community won't forget.
And I don't understand evil in our society. What would have caused that individual to pull that trigger on that brave public servant? I guess we'll never really know.
And police ask if you have any information to give them a call. Live in Lebanon, Haley Bull, Fox 59 News.
And take a look. These are the three men under arrest right now in connection with this shooting. And we're learning tonight all three had lengthy criminal records. Police say 21-year-old Anthony Baumgart, he's the one who they're accusing of shooting Deputy Pickett. They say that he was also shot during the chase, but he is expected to survive. Baumgart had an active warrant for his arrest for failing to appear for a theft and criminal mischief case. His criminal record goes all the way back to 2015, and most of those cases involve drugs.
Another suspect here tonight, John Baldwin Sr., has a criminal record going back to 1992. Those charges include battery, theft, and driving infractions. Baldwin's son, John Baldwin Jr., also had a warrant out for his arrest. His record goes back to 2006 with traffic violations, criminal recklessness, burglary, and more.
Deputy Jacob Pickett's death is just the latest in a series of tragedies for Indiana law enforcement. In the past 7 years in central Indiana, these 5 officers have all died in the line of duty.
Just 7 months ago, Southport Police Lieutenant Aaron Allen was shot and killed while helping a man trapped in a car. That man opened fire, hitting Lieutenant Allen several times. In March 2016, Howard County Sheriff's Deputy Carl Kuntz was shot and killed while serving a warrant.
Well, IMPD officer Perry Wren, you may remember this, was killed during a gun battle on the east side in July of 2014. That shooter was sentenced to life in prison. And the year before that, IMPD officer Rod Bradway was ambushed while rushing to save a woman and her child being held hostage. Bradway shot and killed that shooter before he died.
And in January 2011, IMPD officer David Moore died 3 days after he was shot after stopping a stolen vehicle. Even after Officer Moore's death, he continued to give the gift of life.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Deputy Pickett is doing as well. Pickett is donating his organs in an effort to help others live.
Fox 59's Trevor Shirley spoke with the man who received one of Moore's life-saving gifts.
Right now, there is someone out there, likely several people, who are about to get another shot at life because of Deputy Jacob Pickett.
From the transplant side of it, the fact that organs are being donated does give hope to folks like I was on the list.
7 years ago, Lance Lewis was one of those folks. Nearly crippled by congenital emphysema, he was in desperate need of a lung transplant. His second chance at life came through the death of IMPD officer David Moore, who was shot and killed during a traffic stop.
Later that afternoon, my phone rang. It turns out he was a perfect match for me.
Now, hopefully, Deputy Pickett will be the perfect match for someone else.
Jake continues to give life after death by being an organ donor. Jake's life is being sustained so that he can continue to serve and to help others.
Others like Lewis, whose life was saved by David Moore's lungs.
There were 7 recipients of David's donation. and his mother wrote to all of us, and that was only 3 months after transplant.
Lewis knows that tonight Pickett's family is broken in a way that can never be repaired, but he also knows firsthand of the life their lost loved one has granted to others.
But I would say to them, thank you for your gift. It's critically important, as we've said before, and for the recipients out there who are blessed by this gift, it will change their lives completely.
And whether or not Deputy Pickett's family reaches out to those who receive his organs is entirely up to them. Reporting in the newsroom tonight, I'm Trevor Shirley, Fox 59 News.
Here's a look at the growing memorial outside the sheriff's office. Tomorrow they will roll out Deputy Pickett's service vehicle.
And of course, Fox 59 will continue to share new updates with you on this case as we get them. For more information on the events leading to this shooting, just go to fox59.com or download our Fox 59 News app.
Well, we are inching closer to the start of our weekend here. You're probably already in the groove of things going into this chilly weekend. A gorgeous look downtown through the Fox 59 Tower cam. A very calm night, but you're gonna need the jacket for sure.
Yeah, this chill won't last long though. Here's Chief Meteorologist Brian Wilkes with a look at a warm up for the weekend.
Yeah, we're going to see the temperatures turn a little bit up each afternoon, but this is more typical weather for this time of the year. We've had an extended spell of warmer than normal weather that dates back to just before Valentine's Day. Today, a pullback. Temperature didn't even reach the 50-degree mark, but it was still above average. A north wind had been blowing, but wasn't it a gorgeous looking day with the sun out all day long? Clear skies and a beautiful moon overhead, rising brightly in the eastern horizon. It's a bright, beautiful, clear sky tonight and a temperature that's a little on the chilly side. The radar that had such a workout throughout the month of February is going to get a spell here of a quiet time. We will all enjoy the first extended spell of rain-free and sunny days here since the beginning part of February. The skies mainly clear. The wind's out of the north. The temperatures on the chilly side, 37 here at our studios and at Geist, 41 downtown. The numbers, though, closer to what we should be experiencing this time of the year. Already down into the mid-30s and will drop into the 20s in some locations. The north wind is blowing. A wind chill is in the 20s, may even drop into the mid-20s by early tomorrow morning, if not the upper teens. So a little typical start to our weekend, but the sunny stretch will include extended dry time, but a big shakeup is still coming our way. There's still some winter out there, and we'll let you know when it'll get colder and a chance for snow coming up.
All right, Brian, thanks. A man who admitted to killing 2 teenagers was just found guilty. See why he says he did it.
Plus, a prostitution ring set up next to a daycare is now busted. What led police to this massive investigation?
And new problems uncovered inside the Department of Child Services. Why it took years for one mom to adopt her child and what she says the problem is.
Just into the Fox 59 newsroom tonight, the chief of the Marian University Police Department arrested on charges of operating a vehicle while intoxicated. A statement from Marian University says Scott Ralph was not on duty at the time of the arrest. Ralph was arrested in Brownsburg. The university placed Ralph on leave pending the outcome of this investigation. Fox 59 is working to get more information on this one. Stay with us. We will keep you updated.
Right now, the search continues for a man accused of shooting and killing 2 people at Central Michigan University. Here he is. More than 100 officers are looking for 19-year-old James Davis Jr. The university says Davis shot and killed his own parents in a residence hall and then ran. The shooting prompted a lockdown for the university. Earlier this evening, officers started escorting students and staff from campus buildings to campus buildings. Parents traveling to campus to pick up their children for spring break were told to go to a hotel instead.
Nothing will bring back the boys, but, justice is served. This is exactly what we needed.
An Indianapolis bondsman just found guilty of killing 2 teenagers. Kevin Watkins admitted to killing Timmy Jackson and Deion Williams, but says he did it in self-defense. Watkins told the jury today the teens confronted him outside his home on Christmas Eve in 2015. He says they had a gun and he was forced to kill them. Watkins says he hid their bodies because he panicked. Sentencing is set for next month. New at 10, students at Ben Davis High School are remembering one of their own today.
17-year-old Alexandra Coffey was killed in a car crash near the airport last weekend. Alex was a junior at Ben Davis High School, and her classmates organized a vigil and balloon release in her honor at the crash site this afternoon. Everyone there was all smiles, something vigil organizers say Alex would have wanted.
She would want us to be happy. She was always happy, so we decided that as a group that we should not dwell on being upset, just to be smiling and happy the same way she was.
Alex's 13-year-old brother Aaron was also killed in Sunday's crash. Counseling continues to be available for students.
Family and friends of an Indiana National Guard soldier gathered today to say their final goodbye. A visitation was held for Sergeant Joseph Nordstrom this afternoon. He was killed in a hit-and-run accident on Saturday morning. He will be laid to rest tomorrow with full military honors. His family says he was a big-hearted person who was very happy and did what he could to make others happy too.
He was the one in the family that always made everybody laugh and smile. And without him here, it's just hard to be able to smile and laugh again.
Police are still looking for the driver responsible for that accident on Southeastern Avenue. They're looking for a gold or beige Ford F-150 pickup truck with front end damage. A prostitution operating out of a West Side massage parlor, that ring busted. Investigators with a covert human trafficking unit raided the parlor near 10th and Lyndhurst. Police say the parlor was near a daycare and say community members tipped them off to the ring. Investigators say there is still a lot to go through in this case, including the name of the business and the size of the operation. The owner of the parlor is facing multiple charges, including prostitution.
An INDOT worker is recovering tonight after a semi rams into his work truck while he's out there patching potholes. It happened on I-74 north of Jamestown in Boone County. INDOT says the semi hit an INDOT truck with a flashing arrow on. The impact sent that truck into another INDOT truck. The worker inside was taken to the hospital, but he wasn't seriously hurt. INDOT says this is a big reminder for all of us to be extra cautious out there. Indiana does have a move over law, and that means that you need to move over or slow down for workers. If not, you could face a 2-year suspension of your license.
All right, well, here in the Fox 59 Weather Authority Center.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Weather Center. It's the Authority Center.
Well, you have the authority to cook up and deliver a nice forecast for the weekend.
I typed in a bunch of stuff, and it's going to be fantastic. It was a beautiful afternoon. The skies were beautiful, filled with sunshine. Did you see the moon coming up, too? It was bright and gorgeous. You were at your desk, and we are enjoying at least a terrific start to the weekend weather-wise. Temperatures certainly are on the chilly side, but we've been acclimated to such milder than normal weather the last couple of weeks. This did have a little bit of a zing to it with a temperature that, oh, wait for it, didn't get above 50 degrees. I can't believe it. Well, we're supposed to top out around 46 or 47. So, again, we've been spoiled with a stretch of weather that has been exceptionally warm since dating back to Valentine's Day to about today. This is one of the warmest stretches for that time span on record. It's a north wind at 7. It's a 38-degree temperature, and it's time to let Guardian Radar take a little bit of a breather. We've had a lot of activity, rain over the last several weeks. February was warm, but it was also wet. We've got a dry stretch now that will continue through Sunday, and this will be the longest spell of rain-free weather and snow-free weather that we've had since early February. Down to 34 in Marion. Had a lot of sunshine today, and we've got a lot more of it for the weekend. Our March daylight increases by 1 hour and 18 minutes. We gain 13 degrees on the average temperature. This is the fastest month of the year to warm up. But unfortunately, Mother Nature is going to see it a little bit of a different way. We've got a colder pattern emerging, and it may be payback time for what has been 13 consecutive days above normal, 17 out of 18 days above average. Our 38-degree temperature is closer to normal for this time of the year. In fact, overnight lows should be in the 20s. We've got a wind chill that's down to 27 right now in Lafayette, and will likely reach the upper teens, if not right around 20 degrees at times early Saturday morning. It will be chilly, but we are sandwiched between a powerful nor'easter. This storm here has produced 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts, 35 inches of snow in parts of New York, and heavy rainfall. At one point, they had blinding wet snow and 70-mile-an-hour gusts in New Jersey. Winter storm watches are out for the upper Midwest, and high pressure has been plopped down right in our lap for the entire weekend. So winter to the east, winter to the west, Beautiful sunshine and really a spring-like feel here throughout the weekend. That's our weather for the entire weekend. Nothing but sunshine. Now, there are changes coming. The pattern is evolving to a colder weather pattern for next week, and it begins with the approach of a cold front, a front that will be moving through here on Monday. So Sunday, we'll look for sunshine. Sunday night, clouds begin to move in, and by Monday, that's rain. That's our next chance for rain. It comes in here by Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and when that front passes, we are going to get ready to unload some colder air and start driving the temperatures down to as much as 15 degrees below normal next week. We're looking at highs only in the 30s by Wednesday and Thursday, and the chance for snow. Plus, the snow could even stick. Clear and cold tonight, down to 27, and just a beautiful bright moon overhead. Nothing but sunshine all weekend long. We'll warm to 48 tomorrow and push into the lower 50s on Sunday. Rain showers Monday, breezy and colder Tuesday. Snow showers move in, and they could stick in spots, the snow. Highs only in the 30s on Wednesday and Thursday.
Still to come, new concerns within the Department of Child Services. Why it took years for one mom to adopt her son and who she's blaming tonight.
And coming up tonight on Newspoint at 11, a store clerk knocked out by a single punch.
In the floor, in all of the places, the blood.
What police say the suspect was after when he unleashed the brutal blow. Plus, could it be the end of human translators? Why Amazon's Alexa could take up those jobs. Stay with us. We are now hearing from a parent and a judge who say they are seeing the effects of a Department of Child Services attorney shortage. One Hancock County mom says she adopted her son after he was in her care for 4 years. She says at one point they were waiting to file motions because there was not a lawyer available at the time. Meanwhile, in Madison County, a judge says they've had to increase the number of DCS attorneys because of an increase in cases.
I think there is a shortage. We certainly have had a lot of turnover in the last couple of years with our attorneys, but the ones that have come in have been able to pick it up right away and keep the system moving as reasonably as efficient as possible.
There are a lot of parents, 3 and 4 and 5 years, and it's just too long for kids. It's too long. When they're stuck in limbo and they're having visits that are not working well, it's hard.
Fox 59 looked into the numbers. Records show 36 DCS attorneys resigned last year. 38 have resigned so far in 2018. It's only March. We also learned DCS attorneys serve a shorter period of the time than in any other department in the state.
Brian will be right back with one more look at your weekend forecast. All right, one last look at the weather.
It's a picture-perfect spring-like weekend. It doesn't get much better than this for March, and weather-wise, March can be awfully interesting and exciting weather-wise. It can go from spring to winter just like that, and it will next week. We've got snow in the forecast.
All right, Friday Night Fast Break is coming up next, followed by Newspoint at 11.